Did you know that trauma actually has a sound frequency? Scientists have discovered that when we experience trauma, our bodies vibrate at a specific hertz, and incredibly, the right sound frequencies can help release that stored tension.
That's fascinating, and it really changes how we think about healing, especially for new mothers. How did researchers figure this out?
Well, it started with studying how sound waves interact with our nervous system. They found that certain frequencies, particularly those created by our own voices, can trigger what's called the vagal response. It's like having a reset button for our stress response.
Hmm, so this is why humming or singing can feel so calming?
Exactly right. And here's what's really mind blowing. When mothers hum or sing at specific frequencies, it creates this ripple effect through their entire nervous system. Studies show it can reduce cortisol levels by up to 30% in just minutes.
That makes me think about all those traditional lullabies passed down through generations. Maybe our ancestors understood something we're just now proving scientifically.
Oh my gosh, yes. And what's fascinating is that researchers have found that traditional lullabies across different cultures often share similar frequency patterns. It's like there's this universal sound language for healing.
How does this specifically help with birth trauma? Because that's such a complex experience.
So here's where it gets really interesting. Birth trauma often gets stored in what therapists call the body memory. When mothers use specific toning exercises, it helps release that stored tension. One study showed that 85% of mothers who practice daily vocal toning reported significant reduction in post traumatic stress symptoms within 8 weeks.
That's remarkable. What kind of toning exercises are we talking about?
Well, let me share one that's particularly effective. It's called the heart tone. You place one hand on your heart, make a soft VOO sound, and let the vibration resonate through your chest. The fascinating thing is that this specific tone actually synchronizes with your heart rate variability.
And this works even for mothers who say they're not musical?
That's one of the most beautiful aspects. It has nothing to do with being musical in the traditional sense. In fact, some therapists report that mothers who consider themselves tone deaf often experience the most profound benefits because they're less focused on performing and more on feeling.
Tell me more about how this affects the baby-mother bond.
Oh, this is where the research gets really exciting. When mothers practice these sound healing techniques, their oxytocin levels increase by up to 50%. And here's the wild part. Their baby's oxytocin levels mirror this increase, even if they're just in the same room.
So it's creating this invisible bridge of connection through sound?
Precisely. And what's even more fascinating is that these sound patterns get encoded in the baby's developing nervous system. Studies show that infants whose mothers practiced sound healing during pregnancy and early postpartum showed better emotional regulation at 12 months.
That could have huge implications for generational trauma healing, couldn't it?
You know what? That's exactly what researchers are finding. They're seeing this ripple effect where mothers who heal their birth trauma through sound therapy are actually changing their children's stress response patterns. It's like they're literally rewriting the genetic story of trauma through sound.
How long does it typically take to see results?
The data shows that most mothers notice immediate effects on their anxiety levels. We're talking within minutes, but the deeper healing unfolds over about 12 weeks. What's really interesting is that brain scans show changes in the amygdala, the fear center, after just 4 weeks of regular practice.
That's incredibly hopeful for mothers struggling with birth trauma.
And here's what I find most powerful. These techniques are completely accessible. No special equipment needed, no expensive therapy sessions. Just your voice, your breath, and about 10 minutes a day. Studies show that consistency matters more than duration.
It really challenges our whole approach to trauma healing, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And looking ahead, researchers are now exploring how these sound healing techniques might be integrated into standard postpartum care. Imagine if every new mother had access to these tools from day one. The potential for preventing postpartum depression and anxiety is enormous.
That would be revolutionary for maternal mental health.
And that's really the heart of it. We're not just talking about healing individual trauma anymore. We're talking about transforming the entire landscape of maternal mental health, one vibration at a time. The science is clear. Our voices might just be the most powerful healing tools we possess.